Hey folks, welcome back to The Bunker. It's been a couple of weeks now since my last episode here. In between, obviously there was Christmas. Merry Christmas everyone, and Happy New Year. And also I had the arrival of my daughter, my firstborn. So things have been pretty busy, not getting much sleep, but loving it at the same time. So in the previous episode, which I'll put up here somewhere, was basically me discovering this, which is awesome, and there's lots of history around this place near my house, which I'll show you and tell you about. But this episode is all about clearing it. You guys want to see me make something of this bunker. So I've got to get the water out, and what I did was jet wash the walls, and the reason why I wore that kind of Haztac suit, kind of painter's suit, and the face mask was because it was such close quarters in there. It's already damp, it's quite hard to breathe in there anyway, with the mould, but also it's such close quarters that as soon as I was jet washing the walls, it just explodes and goes everywhere. Gets you completely soaked, and then it's thick and heavy in the air, so it makes it really hard to breathe. So that's why I was wearing that gear. Bit over the top, I know, but I jet washed all the walls, got off what I could, and then I just used a little pump, like a pond pump, to kind of pump the majority of the water out rather than use a bucket. But obviously these pumps, if I just show you without killing the tripod, these pumps only work up to kind of a certain level when the water's up to a certain level, and down there the water was only a couple of inches, which meant that the pump wasn't working. So what I did was plop it in a bucket, scoop loads of water into that bucket, which then activates the pump impeller, and that then sucks the water out, and it went up the hose and out the bunker. So good little tip there really that I've found when using these little small pumps is yeah, if I had to pump it up as well, and I wasn't going to walk buckets all the way up the steps all the time, so it's just a little thing that I did to try and get that pump working and make less work for myself. So I did that, and then I got a kind of dustpan and just scooped up the rest of the water really, and there's only a tiny bit left, and it's mostly a case of sweeping out the dirt. And then I've got to figure out for the next episode how to seal it. So maybe you guys could give me some tips on what to do sealing this type of thing. Obviously there's water that comes in the top and the air vent. That's where the majority of the rainwater is coming. But also this wooden door, this old wooden door, is quite leaky. It's at quite a steep angle, quite a shallow angle, so it doesn't shed off water very much. And all that water, I think, goes down the steps as well. So I think a new door is in order. But if you guys have any ideas about what to use to seal the bunker, to prevent water and moisture coming in. There's always going to be a little bit of moisture, I think, but any tips would be greatly appreciated. I did say I was going to let you know a little bit more about the history of this place, and literally about a quarter of a mile down the road from my house there's something really, really awesome. Let me go and show you. So I'm actually about a quarter of a mile from my house. I've got Jax with me. I'm tying it in with a dog walk as well. And I'll just show you quickly this road that is scattered with broken up concrete blocks. That's literally all they look like. But there is so much more to these concrete blocks from the history of Britain. Let me show you. So as you can see, just in front of Jax there's 2 concrete blocks there. There's another one, I think, just around this corner where he's going. Oh no, maybe not. There's another one in the distance up there, and another one just there. These are no ordinary concrete blocks. So I'm here in the south. So I live here in the southwest of England, and during the Second World War, well, to begin with, the Second World War, there was really no need for anti-aircraft defence in this particular area of Britain. It wasn't until the Blitz, where Britain realised that they needed to shore up their defences against the German warplanes. It's in particular here in the southwest as well, and they did that in 3 ways. So one of the ways was anti-aircraft guns, the second way was big large spotlights, but the third way was really, really interesting, and I'll just show you quickly. Meanwhile, Jax is checking out the foxholes. Don't you go down them, boy. So these are the concrete blocks. I've just tied Jax up to one of the blocks because he's been going down the holes. But if you look, obviously there's all ivy growing over these because these are well over 70 years old. But every concrete block has these rusty old iron rings on them. And there's a couple. There's one here where I've got Jax's lead just tied up at the moment. And these old iron rings actually held what's called a barrage balloon. So barrage balloons were about 17 meters long and around about 7 to 8 meters in diameter. They were massive. They were pumped full of about, I want to say 20,000 cubic feet of hydrogen gas. These were big balloons. And they were scattered all around here, where I live, in particular down here in the southwest, but also all over the country. And what they would do is they would tie these balloons to these iron rings, and when the German warplanes came over, they would raise them up in the air. Well, these were just storage. These concrete blocks were used for the storage of the balloons. They would actually have a truck that would come round and have a winch on it, and it would winch the balloons up and down. So when a German attack was coming, it would winch these balloons up in the air, I think around about to 1,500 feet, so they were kind of low zone. And what that would do is, it wasn't there to entangle the German warplanes in the cables. It was there to push the warplanes even higher, which made their bombing much less accurate because they were higher in the air, and it also made them more, well, easier targets to hit with our anti-aircraft guns. So pretty awesome fact, you know, kind of piece of history here down in the southwest of England where I live. And this is only a quarter of a mile away from my house. So we've got the bunker at the house, we've got these awesome, I said they're awesome, they're just a concrete block, but what an amazing piece of history that's just left here over 70 years. It's still, you know, it's got the ivy growing over it, but it's still got these iron rings as a memory of what this was used for years ago. Unbelievable, really cool piece of history. And these blocks are huge. I think they were originally in a big ring, but they're scattered all up and down this road, this small kind of lane. And the reason they were near the road is because there needed to be access for the winching truck to come down the road to get the balloons and raise them up in the air. So it was actually in 1938 that Balloon Command was formed. And I think in 1940 there was about 24 balloons in this area. Each balloon site was manned by, I think, 2 corporals and 10 men. But also the women helped out by repairing the balloons and just general maintenance of looking after the balloons as well during the war. That's a good one. There's 3 rings on this one, and that one's in actually quite good condition. The rings are still moving and things. There's a big one there. Another one just up here. You see those two? Look, another 3, 4 over there. Oh, you're getting big. Right. Well, that's it for this bunker episode. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it, guys. Next episode is hopefully cleaning it. Hopefully sealing it. If you guys could let me know your suggestions on perhaps what to do there. I've got a few things in mind, but it'd be good to maybe get a few more pointers from you. But also, let me know what you'd like me to do with this. I'm kind of going down the route of restoring it and making some sort of bunker of it. But perhaps, I mean, you guys have got some great suggestions about growing some root vegetables down there, using it as a root cellar, wine cellar, brewery kind of cellar. Loads of awesome ideas. So if you've got anything else that you want to add, just pop it in the comment section and I'll do my best to read it. Really appreciate you watching this episode. And yeah, I'm going to catch up with you guys real soon, hopefully next week. And to all those guys who are the kind of camping guys that follow me, the bushcraft and that lot, there will be more of those videos. Obviously with a newborn baby girl to look after, the next few weeks will be fairly busy. Probably around here and maybe up at the Celtic Roundhouse with Dustin to make progress on that, and also finishing on the Viking Turf House with Dad. But the camping trips will be coming. Thank you for your patience. And we will catch up with you guys soon. Ready? Let's go.